I'll play for an hour and a half.
Just like that. 35% more bravery. Okay, so if Wraith hits, he'll heal up. The other boys kind of want to hit less, but maybe I'm fast enough to get heal on Jadale before that happens. That's right. Wraith can heal himself up for another 35. Okay, much better. So I still need one on Jadale for sure. Oh, there's a heal 2 here. Nice, okay. Yeah, finding more heal potions is great. Let's go, let's go. Alright.
Right.
Now, this is what's known
The
as the
Sunken
worst place in
Shrine
the
is
world.
5 levels deep, and it's very long. They're fully expecting and prepared for you to already be
Alright, somewhere to this out.
class enhanced and all that jazz for this dungeon. Finally,
Is it over
something
here?
to challenge our
Very close by,
recently
okay.
enhanced
Somewhere
adventurers
on this
of
front
Yuriai.
platform that I normally never go to. Yeah, same plane. This blood weapon. We're gonna walk through lava. These guys don't really hurt. They'll bruise themselves, but other than that, who cares?
Oh, actually, I don't want to explore the dungeon yet.
Triplet.
I wanna go
Here
to
you go, Jadale. You're welcome.
the
16
frickin'
hit points back,
doo
base.
doo daddy doo 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 of power
Go for a lower chance at healing.
and grind the frost wolves
Jadale still
That
missing
show up
60
there.
hit points.
with jump.
And Wraith will heal himself up. 21, he's alive. Jadale goes for the finish, 3 hits. Do it, the crit.
Hopefully, I'll get enough money to buy Alma the gold ring so she
Come on,
can.
man.
Because I
When I was in
forgot
Earth place,
this is our
it was giving
current
anti-earth stuff.
positioning right now.
Surely someone hit anti-fire stuff somewhere in here, right?
So double cast doesn't work for every spell. Healing, for example, doesn't
Here's
work.
$200.
But attack spells definitely work.
That sucks.
Or whatever.
Okay. Got another hidden thing somewhere in here. Please don't be in the lava.
I believe
Like that
doing
hole
this
down there.
quest
It
of
might be.
doing 100
It would not
jumps
surprise me.
or killing 100 enemies with jump
Come on.
will give us the ability
Fire got
to
it. Yes, I can't carry it.
instantly
That's fine.
land.
Just get rid of the
whenever we jump, which some might
silver
say
gauntlet.
is a downgrade,
Give
but in many ways it's an
Iron Gauntlet.
upgrade.
Oh, who can wear it? Everyone can. Resist fire. I feel like it should go on Rose. On account that it,
It's frustrating
She's our
how
healer.
quickly Umag jumps.
I think I'm gonna go with right for this one. Yeah, I'm gonna go with right.
Ow.
There's still more hidden
They're
things.
still targeting Alma
Could be more
even
anti-fire
though
stuff. Very close by. Agama! Little burning lizard.
Okay, this is weird. I wanted to watch Pro Jared's playthrough while I played mine.
You don't have fire attacks, do you? Yes, heat. 8 damage to Wraith, 32 to Jadale, 38 to Drur, 40 to Rose.
But it feels weird to listen to two different versions of the battle music.
Resistance is just from that. Also, ow!
You know, it's a good thing the battle music is so iconic and good sounding. Because
fine,
it's
it happens.
literally the only song that plays whenever there's combat.
600 experience.
Where's my airship?
Damn! More of him, please. How are we doing? 2,000? 1,200? Alright, we're pretty close to another level up. Somewhere over here?
Oh! How? I won't question.
Close.
Since quantity is all that matters. Yeah, quantity is all that matters.
Yeah, it might be more off to the right in the
Where's,
fire,
like-
the lava wall.
A dungeon I know a lot of enemies usually spawn. I think we go to Garland's place for
There's
that.
the cremate.
Oh, we can also go in this dungeon, I think.
Fractured. Oh.
Ah, yeah,
Let's kill this.
there's the hallway of infinite encounters,
Thank you. I'm gonna drink a heal too.
which should be the most convenient place.
Heal 2. Yeah. Alright. What's a vigil? What's a vigil help? Hold on.
What's like the spell list here?
Drop. Silver Gauntlet.
For Mayara?
What is this?
Ah, right. It's the same shit we currently have.
I had that resist sleep.
May as well
Yeah.
sample this. Dun, dun. I'm so glad I finally have a use for that shift button. Since I said I'm using RPG Maker controls. Well, I press X to run rather than shift. But other than that, it's basically RPG Maker. Anyway, these guys should be weak enough that it doesn't matter. Just let Umang do her thing.
Alright, I think I got
Let her
everything on this
cook.
hell floor. Let's leave. Okay. Okay. Now...
I should be able to
we're
heal
just
more
trying
than
to-
they hurt. They
God.
didn't do anything. Did I get the jump on them? I wasn't paying attention. There we go. Yep, one damage.
please Okay, you just bit
Anything is just time consuming. Oh, one of them ran away. Whatever.
Oh my god, look how hurt everyone is.
Ha!
Please.
Woo! Ha! Woo!
Here comes
Cold
the sword.
shower.
Yeah,
Cold
look at that
weather.
damage all around.
Bad idea.
A little bit lower. Kinda want to get the heal off rather than the kill.
Since Umang doesn't have any magic and all she really does is auto attack, getting this upgrade is kind of important.
I keep saying nothing here, which I am honestly
These guys
thankful for.
could be a bit troublesome. Let's put them to sleep.
Just make it so I don't have to look for anything in here, because everything just burns. There probably is if I went like up and checked around there. There probably is, but like right now, I just ow. Alright, let's use these guys to heal up. We know they can't burn all of us, like there's no AoE effects. Oh, and this Punch Rose for 15. It's a good thing she had a hat. Stop! Oh no. She needs to drain quite badly. And then hope it succeeds.
Do nothing.
Bradley heal himself though. Good.
They're waking up, but that shouldn't matter.
Can I kill this giant by myself? Nice.
If I ran out of sleep, Alma can just use her skill.
The iguana? Yeah! For the giant, got 39 hit points, that's still some.
Here we go.
God, it's not,
This
that's
is the
not
hallway
great.
I want.
Her bravery's super low, right? 35? Yeah, not even gonna try to dance those. I shall crit the giant though. Stab him in the throat. Okay. Okay. Drop more heal 2s.
Oh, dang it. Double
Just
dang
trying to
it.
sustain
Triple
it.
dang
Let's
it.
get out of here.
Maybe the Frost Wolves will be better.
Okay, nothing here. Good.
I
Anything in
believe
here
the most
besides these guys?
plentiful encounter here would be
Money?
an enemy group size of
And
4,
assault.
which is not ideal.
God, this place was so long.
I'll keep trying and then I'll float out of here.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, not worth it.
I'm out of regular heals. Remember when I bought 30 more of them before we even came down
No,
here?
one more try. It's just them
Alright,
again.
who needs the biggest heal? Probably just Rose herself. Go for the drain.
Yeah, Peninsula of Power.
Awesome.
You have no idea how often you'll encounter those frost wolves.
They're what, 85? Bad. Well, he's got like no hit points left, so just healing bolts then. Go first. Damn it. But Jadale leveled up. Now it's over 300 hit points. Oh, thank God. Rose also leveled up. She got 24 hit points. So much needed magic defense.
For enemies, that's fine.
Something hidden in my general area.
I put him
Very
to
close
sleep.
by.
I just want Mara to try healing or doing
Anything
something else.
fire for me.
It's not like she can kill.
A lot of money. And ice
Lowering
sword?
their HP just
Can
a
I
little
use
bit
it?
to guarantee a kill.
Damn it! Oh, I've been so good in here, but I'm not a fighter. We're a red mage, I believe. Okay, fire elemental. Oh, that's a grey worm. Okay. Grey worm we can deal with.
Got some of them to sleep. That should minimize the damage.
5% twice in a row.
Up, and there they go.
Triple hit with a crit.
Love it when you
I'm
fall
not
down
making
immediately,
difference.
Umag.
Oh boy. Come on, Rose, go first. Thank you.
And sound pretty bad in most contexts, actually.
You like me, right?
To say.
Right, drain some hit points. Drain 37, that's something.
Whatever. Fight him.
Right, leveled up. Finally got a boost in hit points. Strength, agility, intelligence, magic defense. Jerd also levels up. 3 hit points. Flame shield. Another stat scarf. Ain't no way any of us can use a flame shield. Yeah. That drops other crap. And it's only Rose that can wear the scarves. I can't put it on. Damn it. Now I'm just gonna wear the flame shield. I mean, the flame shield's for later. Oh god. I have 2 heal 2s left.
There's no
Yes,
defend
and-
button in this game. I have no idea. Does anyone know which RPG is the first to ever implement
Alright.
a defend button
We're not gonna level up anytime soon.
As an
before we meet
option.
the boss.
during combat in turn-based
But
RPGs?
also, I really need to start being able to heal up. So, maybe we use these bowls.
And how useful was
Just
it?
slap.
Typically, the defend
Start,
button is useless
getting some drains.
in a lot of
Some
RPGs.
dances. Brian's
Ah,
got a
just
blood
murder.
weapon. Alright, that puts Rose at 120. That's great. That gives her multiple dances. Jadale's at like 50%. So is Rose as she takes another punch. Alright, can heal himself. There we go. Just drains 60. 3 hits for 200, not even crit. Healing Waltz. Jadale gets another 69 hit points back. This could still be better. And then... God, just... Healing
Hey.
Waltz, sure, since you can...
Everyone
drain.
else should level up soon enough then.
Alright. Getting better. And then Red should be able to swing and drain
Come on, where are the frost wolves? There they are. Speak of the devil and they shall come.
Excellent. 38 points back. Alright. Right's good. Rose is low. Jadale is okay. It's really the heals on Rose that we need. my general area, like down here.
Aha!
Close by. Check the walls.
One of them might die from the double cast.
My team senses you're going off.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I don't believe that's a room you can actually get into. I think it's just a wall I'm looking at.
Okay, that was way too effective.
Is it in the corner? God damn it. I will check every single tile. Soft. God. Same. How are we doing?
It's pointless.
Rosette 71. Yep. Gotta throw that on her. Money. We got a chance to strike first? That's huge. That's huge. That's huge. That's huge. Because now, she needs the drain Samba the most. Probably should have gone for the heal waltz, because if everyone else attacks before, he's got like no hit points left to steal. Or he'll die. Alright.
I need to think, but like, I really do think this is my best choice, because
Okay, we got another one.
there aren't that many places left anymore
I think she is just gonna healing waltz herself.
that do have a lot of numbers in them, where they won't just cower and flee at the mere sight of us. Ooh.
Please.
This needs to not fail.
Okay, there we go. Good God. A wooden staff. Damn it! How did they not just instantly burn up down into this volcano? Yeah, one more floor. Oh no. There could be treasures everywhere.
Wait, slow 1 targets everyone,
Boy.
but slow 2 targets only a single
Alright, same
person.
plan. Blood weapon.
That's
Some
weird.
Dance is going. Keep forgetting just how much of this volcano there is. Rose can do 2 dances for mostly Jadale and Jur.
I just gotta
I mean,
hope
Jadale's not
Umag
got
makes
hit
it in
points,
time
but he
before
also has,
anything
like,
bad
some of the
happens.
best defense.
I could've tried casting sleep actually. Oh well, they're not doing that much damage. They can't cast ice anymore. There you go, that should be a
That
lot
barely
of
healed. That sucked.
kills.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to throw it both on him.
I wanna go back and check. It's not that far away from here. Literally just north. And then a little bit to the east.
Okay. The lava axe. That's awesome. You have to discard a card as with it, but
My mistake. This is not the town I'm looking for.
Looks like a place to heal to me.
The enemies in the Peninsula of Power aren't as bad actually as the enemies we currently have. At least in my opinion.
Whiz ogres. Look at that. There we go. Huh?
The Ankylosaurus with its absurd amount of defense. The Ocho and the upgraded version which can poison.
Damn it.
They're way more threatening. What's up with that?
A lot of these, so normally these rooms are all empty. But I think Lava Axe knew. So there's a part of me that's like, do I need to go check them all?
Let's get 3 more for our count.
God forbid this game had a randomizer mode.
Alright, the Cerberus managed to stay awake somehow. You know, what if it is actually Cerebus rather than Cerberus? And I'm severely mistaken.
Heals? Or he might be dead. He's dead. Okay. Flame Bell. Yeah, it's another new thing. I'm gonna choose to walk all around all the lava. Red Giant. Please don't hurt me badly. Ow!
I'm still far away from being able to buy.
Ow!
61. Alright. We're more than halfway through.
You know what?
But that's still a lot of killing.
Give me your hit points.
Alright, is this guy sure he's a good guy? Why is he encouraging genocide?
Drain! 60. Oh, he just took another 80. Please kill him. Thank you. Succeed? They have 300 hit points. 35 is not 0, go for it! God! Your wife just got rocked! Alright, so Red Giants we either need to weaken or run away from. Probably run away. How many hit points am I left? 1? Maybe I just need to go.
Nope. Well, at least it doesn't seem to have any resistance to magic. So that's
Maybe
one way of dealing with the high defense.
Right, plug weapon. Jump to delay.
But ultimately they just kinda suck.
Use...
Oh, I just realized I have 3 for all of the slots now. That's epic.
So that Rose...
What about my reserves?
Right.
They're still the same. Oh well.
God. Alright, he's rusing. He's rusing, that's fine. Vigil! Alright, right, try to drain. Dirt's gonna hang
And they
out.
give 1 gold.
Attempted
They're
heal
just
dance again.
meant to be annoying.
Right, big drain! He barely hit.
I'm convinced.
Rose dodged! Rose, nope. Jajil missed with his jump? You nerd. Okay. Right looking better again. Actually, let's just let him. Just let him do it. I guess he can also attempt a healing while on Rose. Damn it.
I don't know. Might do something.
Flame Bell. Alright, Ryan, heal yourself. Missed!
Oh, they can cast.
Oh, I mean, he is rude,
Spells.
so... Alright, we should probably kill him before something terrible happens.
Oh, that's gonna kill.
Right? Get the heal!
Damn, I didn't expect it to hurt that much.
At least Rose's mage match.
What's 1 extra? It's still gonna be a lot of random encounters either way.
What am I doing?
Would I be beating the game faster if I just went with the white water dungeon?
Flame sword?
Definitely, but
Can I use flame swords?
I want to do it this way.
Nope. Effective versus regenerative? Is that what they class trolls under?
Heal, if I remember correctly, is either a 2nd or a 3rd level spell for the white mage.
This could be really bad.
There is usually never really anything good in 2nd level, so I'm willing to bet it's a 3rd level.
Still his treasure
And
hoard.
even then, it's pretty weak by the looks of it.
Right, bites right
I don't remember it being this weak though.
Welcome.
Okay, I didn't kill. What matters is the killing. Whatever, just kill
I
it.
don't know. Maybe.
Way to go, Tailfire.
No. Oh, we killed it. Okay, good. I thought he was gonna have more hit points than that.
Back to the peninsula.
One of you guys can wear it, right?
Oh, actually, before I go...
Flame armor, resist ice. Absorb 34, evasion minus 10. That's really good.
Yeah, this spell list is straight up the best. My favorite, even.
You can now resist... So the fire golem resists fire, but the fire armor resists ice. Final Fantasy 1, everybody. And now we can put the bone armor on Jadale. Never mind, he can't wear it. Okay. So maybe Jadale, you will get the flame armor then. Just kidding. Hold on.
Big stretch potion.
Jadale absorb 46. Well, they say Jadale, but you're leading the party now. Get in front, Dragoon. For once, you get to tank something that isn't the floor. Oh, frickin' Cerberus. This is like, them being in different positions is already like throwing off my brain by a lot. You can kill the Cerberus first, because there we go.
God, the songs are reverbing.
Breath gets the blood weapon. Healing Waltz Wraith. He needs it. 35. Sure.
I should have expected this, I don't know why.
The Ruzin? Good.
Huh.
Really? They all lived. Huh. Maybe this time? We can't have much left. Yeah. Oh, Breath missed. Dark! Huh. Rose, drain him. Damn it. Jadale's blind? Still got him with a big ol' crit. Because it's hard to miss something that big even when blind. Ow. Should I just go for the guy?
Always
I am like drained of resources. We're actually kind of getting close to my level. Yeah, maybe I should just kind of wrap it up. This is rough. A Grey Worm.
Here we go.
Just hanging out. Can we get some hit points back, please? Dance failed? Why is this happening so often? XCOM, dude. Alright. Another 400. Well, this is the guy. What's up? Alright. I am 100% out of heals. Let me see if I can't get a battle I can manipulate to just try to get a bunch of healing dances off, because otherwise going into that without could be brutal.
There's plenty more character creation based games that I know of that are retro that we can keep playing. I have plenty of games to play. Most of which I knew thanks to Pro Jared. Specifically the D&D ones.
Let Reg get prepared to
a whole bunch of D&D games.
Deal with his blade.
And while I'd much rather play actual D&D,
let Rose heal herself first.
They're fun video games.
Not as much as I would have liked.
So you know, no big deal.
%60 chance of healing Waltz. Has to throw it on herself. Ah, god damn it, I just took 60! That's fine. And then Wraith murdered the crap out of it, but he did heal the full. Alright, that's probably about as good as I can get it. Alright. Is that you? The tinder that defeated the fiend of the earth and disturbed my sleep. I carry when I'll show you the force of fire and shall burn in its flames. Yeah, she's hot. Get her. What should I have Wraith do? Hold? I'll take her money. Rose, Paltry Polka. Just immediately. Hold! It paralyzed? It worked? Holy shit! Nice! And now we can weaken their damage. Oh, that's huge! I didn't think that was gonna work! I did 2 damage. Still our money though. Carry paralyzed. Oh, Lord! She didn't recover from her stun, so we all got a chance to just wail on her. Still paralyzed? Oh my god, Wraith, you... the mad lad? We actually might be okay. I thought this was gonna be a super hard fight. I'm still gonna play it safe and just get heals off on Jerk before she wakes up and burns everyone. Still paralyzed, never mind! Just make it to a non-fight. Yeah! Alright, Critter! I did it! I have slain the Fiend of Fire with my might! Oh my god! I cannot believe how well that worked! That was a joke. Incredible. Give me that. This place sucks, I'm out. Fresh air. Alright, everyone in the house. Good night. Full heal. Wow. I cannot believe how that went down. That was incredible. I'm so happy. And just like that, we got another orb. It's going that fast. Alright, there you go, everyone. Destroyed Carrie. Now we get to move on to the next place. Maybe go back and get Wraith his level 5 magic. Kinda need to do that. Right. As always, thank you guys so very much for watching. See you next time!
It's the best part of the Peninsula Flower. It never goes out of fashion. It's always gonna be relevant. Early, mid, and late game.
Well, simply put, it's about how fun and creative it is. I'll also be looking at each level from a 100% perspective, so the purple 10 coins, which I'll just be calling purple coins, and the secret exits will also play a part in a stage's ranking. One other important thing to consider is what actually qualifies for the list. By pausing the game, you're able to get a list of the courses, but I'm not going to be counting everything here for the rankings since they're not all standard levels. If you watched my previous video, Mario Wonder, you know that I considered any level to have yellow text here to be a bonus stage. So basically, this video is the inverse of that. If it doesn't have yellow text and isn't something like a Poplin House, it counts. So with that being said, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and let's jump right into the list.
I haven't been keeping track. Once I get 50,000, which is when I can afford
one simple thing that I
the
hate
gold
more than
bracelet
pretty
for
much anything
Alma.
else in the 2D Mario series.
That's when I'll go make another
If you've seen
trip
any
to
of my
check.
videos before, you know that I generally like to be
There
able
we
to run
go.
through levels quickly.
Just
It makes
5.
coming back to
I
levels
hope there were
significantly more
more.
fun, and auto-scrollers are basically
You know, there
the
are
exact
crossroads
opposite
in the
of what I want.
the
To
ice
limit how much you
dungeon,
can
but
move by having
why
to
would
hear
I
how
want to
sad
go
and
there?
how
Everyone
slow.
there has
That
can
is
just
certainly
rub.
the case here.
Everyone there
It
rubs
feels
me
like
the
it
wrong
moves at
way.
a snail's pace. points. The idea behind this level is that you have to use the poles to navigate the sky, which honestly is pretty fun. It can take a bit of practice to get used to how they work, but once you do, navigating here is both fun and unique. The Wonder Flower here also plays into this mechanic by causing a ton of poles to spawn in and move on their own. The purple coins here are also pretty well placed. I especially like the first one here that's attached to a mat that you have to grab forwards on the screen. So yeah, everything in this level is a lot of fun, but the auto-scroller basically
Alma surprisingly has very weak magic resistance. That's where she just got really unlucky.
So that means it's pretty likely that you'll die a few times while completing this, which also means suffering through the slow auto-scroll multiple times. Granted, it does get faster near the end of the level, but the beginning slog is what you're going to have to go through most of the time, and it overall just makes the level feel a bit annoying.
Paralyzed
That's really the worst I can say about it, though. I can't even bring myself to call this a bad level, per se.
Muted them too late.
I've been replaying a lot of the older 2D Mario games recently, and let me just say, they've got some bad levels. For being Wonder's worst level, this is honestly not that bad in the grand scheme of things, which just goes to show how high quality the level design in this game truly is. 76. The Sharp Trial Launch to Victory. While this is technically not an auto-scroller, a majority of this level takes place on a moving platform, and while that is definitely much less limiting, it's still a bit slow. The idea here is that you're placed on a platform and by jumping you can shoot out a Hoppy Cat, which can defeat enemies and hit certain blocks. The thing is, this Hoppy Cat is super unreliable. Not only does the delay between you jumping and it jumping feel weird, but if you jump at the wrong time, the Hoppy Cat will just completely fly past your platform. So while the main portion of this level I did find to be a smidge annoying, the Wonder Flower part is great. This is one of the levels where you become a Hoppy Cat.
It just occurred to me.
There's even a random fire
I haven't gotten the triple Zombo one troll encounter for quite a while now.
This is another level with good ideas, but some pretty annoying parts as well. 75. Petal Isle Special, Way of the Goomba. This level is all about the Wonder Flower effect where you turn into a Goomba. The Goomba's whole gimmick is pretty much that it moves super slow and can barely jump. Personally, I'm not really a big fan of that since it makes this level feel like a drag, especially since there are several portions where you have to wait for spike balls to roll past you. I will say this does lead to some solid puzzles for the purple coins, but otherwise, this is just sort of tedious to go through. 74. The Sugar Star Trial Across the Night Sky. This level actually starts out pretty strong, giving you immediate sight on the level's Wonder Flower. In order to get to it, you have to dodge these sugar stars, which is honestly pretty difficult. Once you get the Wonder Flower, though, the level completely falls off. What it does is give you a star, and stars will also come shooting down, so you basically have an infinite amount of them. This lasts for the entire stage, meaning this basically has no challenge at all except from the very start. There's no annoying parts about this, which is why it's above the last few, but it's just sort of a nothing level. 73. Fluff Puff Peaks Flying Battleship. 72. Deep Magma Bog Flying Battleship. And 71. Petal Isles Flying Battleship. All three of these are down here for basically the exact same reason. They're all auto-scrollers. That makes each of these levels take an incredibly long time to complete, making them overall pretty tedious. There are definitely elements I like about them though. I like the firework enemies in the first one, the pulling mechanic to stop the fire was cool, and the last one being based around Lakitu's Cloud is pretty creative. All three of these share the exact same wonder effect, where a massive target will be placed on the player in that spot while every so often it explodes. While that is kinda cool, it does get a bit repetitive. The last note I have for these has to do with their endings. Airship levels in other Mario games usually end with a boss fight, but in Wonder, you just sort of have to run to the end of a room and jump on a switch. Every single one of these felt very disappointing. It always gave off the feeling of, that's it. Still definitely not bad levels, I'd just rather play the levels above these first. 70. Scram Skedaddlers. This is one of the first few levels in the game, and it's pretty solid for the most part. It's centered around the Skedaddlers, which run away from the player and shoot out nuts towards them. These mechanics lead to two pretty good purple coins, one where you have to chase down the Skedaddler, and another one where you have to jump off its nut. The only thing that really brings down this level is its Wonder Flower, as it's just another star run. I love running around with
healing with Sunbath.
It's so much fun. The Wonder Flower does come much later in the level though, so it's much better than the Sugar Star level we saw before. 69. Pokepeed Pass. This is based around two things. First are the titular Pokepeeds, which will ride around tracks and hurt the player. The second thing are these snow blocks, which can be broken by just jumping into them. They're both used fairly well around the level, though it's not super complex. This level is also brought down by its Wonder Flower, which just makes the level snow. That barely changes anything. Sure, a few snow blocks get added every once in a while, but I honestly think this might be the single least effective Wonder Flower in the game. At least it doesn't make the stage an auto-win like the Star Run flowers, I guess. 68. Mama Mouthful. This level is centered around the Mama enemies, which are able to kill you in just a single bite. The level design in this is pretty good. I especially like the purple coin you have to get by jumping on a Mama's mouthful. The thing that holds this back though is that this is our other stage to have the Goomba Wonder Flower. Again, I just didn't like how slow it was. I get that's the point, and the puzzles here are interesting, but when the levels in the game are all so good, any minor inconvenience is gonna hurt a stage in the ranking. Overall, I did enjoy this stage, it's just that the Goomba section is a bit too slow for me. 67, Noshra Lair. This is all about the Noshra enemies, which are pretty fun to deal with. They can break blocks by eating them, so they're basically wearing down the stage as you play.
I'd estimate I have around 80
really
by
good
now.
Coins, one requiring you to jump off a Noshra in a pit, and the other forcing you to kill enemies using the
At least
Noshra.
it's Uma that got
The
attacked.
Wonder Flower, though, is a bit
Still,
weak. It makes a
we can do
giant water
better.
Noshra
It's
spawn behind
rewind
you,
time.
but since the screen is
Ow!
scrolling anyway, that basically makes this level one of those. This is still a solid level, but that definitely brings it down a bit. 66, Leaping Smackerel. This level is also based around an enemy that can break things by eating them, this time being the Leaping Smackerel. The major difference between these two levels, though, is that this one is underwater. Now, if this was in a previous 2D Mario game, this level would have ranked much lower due to that fact. However, Mario Wonder includes the Dolphin Kick badge, which makes movement in the underwater stages actually quite a bit of fun. I still find it worse than Mario's
I guess, so that's
but
pretty
it does
cool.
make these stages much more fun than annoying. The Wonder Flower here is also more interesting than the last level, requiring us to collect 5 Wonder Tokens while a giant Leaping Smackerel chases after us. So yeah, despite being a water stage, it was still quite a bit of fun. 65, Robert Cave. This is also an underwater level, but there are a few segments that take place above ground, which is one reason I'm placing it above the last. The main reason I like this more, though, comes down to the more creative Wonder Flower effect. Basically the air and water swap, which is just a lot of fun to play through. Overall, despite how low they may have ranked, Mario Wonder did a great job with its water stages. 64, Armad's on the Roll. This is just your pretty standard desert course. The new Armad enemies are kinda neat, but really this is some pretty standard Mario Desert stuff. The Wonder Flower also feels sort of basic, just speeding up the level to be really fast. It's kinda cool, don't get me wrong, it's just clearly not as creative as most of the other effects. 63, Valley Full of Snoodles. This level is pretty much the same thing with the last one, with just a few minor tweaks. Instead of Armads, the enemy here are the Snoodles, which I found to be a bit more fun to defeat with the Fire Flower. Level design here is also a bit more interesting as it relies on slopes and bumpers instead of the sand in the last level. The Wonder Flower here is equally as inspired though, because this just slows down the level. Now I know it may seem a bit hypocritical of me to put the slow level above the fast one after I complained about levels being too slow, but, shut up. Both of these levels are certainly good, just kind of basic when compared to everything else. 62, Countdown to Drop Down. The main element for this stage are these platforms that will count down whenever you jump on them. If they reach 0, you'll fall right through it. This leads to some pretty interesting platforming, and I like the use of the melon piranha plants here as you have to jump on the seats to avoid the platforms. This also leads to quite a few interesting purple coins, like this one where you have to have the coin fall through the platforms, and this other one where you have to fall through the platforms. There are a few things holding the stage back though. For example, there are a lot of moving platform segments. Luckily you can skip them with Lakitu clouds, but it's still worth mentioning. The real problem though is the Wonder Flower, which is just a super simple fall through the sky with a superstar. There's basically no challenge here. Ignoring that though, it's still a pretty fun stage. 61, Cruising with Blinking Lips. Despite being a somewhat slow moving platform level, I really like the idea behind it. Basically you have to hit these linking blocks and they'll be added to your platform. The blocks also disappear as you go. I also think the Wonder Flower here works well with it. Basically, a bunch of Lakitu will fly behind you throwing out Wonder Tokens, so you have to try and grab all 5 of them before the time runs out. It is still a moving platform level at the end of the day, but I can't deny that it was pretty fun. 60, Pipe Rock Plateau Palace. We've reached the first of the game's 4 palaces, which are essentially the game's castles. First off, the main level itself is pretty alright. I will say I'm not a huge fan of enemies spawning from these cloud things, since they can sort of spawn right on top of your head sometimes. It does make these levels harder though, so I can't complain too much. Speaking of enemies, this is also the first level in the game with Dry Bones. The Wonder Flower here is kind of mid, just causing the pipes around the stage to fall. It does lead to some interesting obstacles, but it mostly remains pretty basic. After the main level though, we of course have to end with the boss fight. Now if you saw my nitpicks video, you know that I think
take a nap as well and save.
In every single palace, you just fight Bowser Jr., which gets pretty stale. That brings all the palace levels down a significant amount, even if every fight is slightly different. In this one, you have to fight Bowser Jr. while you're both changing sizes. So yeah, this level is just pretty generic. It works as a first palace, but isn't too special on its own. 59, Welcome to the Flower Kingdom. Being the game's first level, it's understandably pretty simplistic. It acts as a basic introduction to both the Elephant Fruit and Wonder Flower. The elephant is shown off pretty well by this purple coin, requiring you to break the fruits around it. The Wonder Flower here is also pretty simple, but that's more than fair, basically just making all the pipes in the level act a bit quirky. I do also have to mention that I like how you can go into the foreground through one of the pipes. That's pretty neat. Yes, it's definitely a basic level, but it's pretty dang good at its job. 58, Swamp Pipe Crawl. This level is all about pushing and parkouring with pipes. I really like this pushing puzzle where you have to push the bottom pipe first so that the top pipe can reach the spot it's supposed to go. second purple coin also drove me insane. For some reason, I could not find this thing for a good 30 minutes. It is in a pretty clever spot though, requiring you to break these bricks, move this pipe...
I have an ice sword I haven't sold yet.
I definitely think this is a great coin, but I also think it's evil. The reason this level is placing low though is because of its Wonder Flower, which also just sort of makes the pipes weird. Since this is a repeat effect, it feels much more boring the second time, especially since this is also a level in World 1. It's not bad by any means, I just think they could have come up with something a bit better. 57. The Final Trial Zip Track Attack. This level has us riding along the titular zip tracks. These are quite a lot of fun as they make you go super fast, but at the same time it makes the level kind of simplistic as you pretty much just need to press one button for the entire stage. Normally that would make me put this a bit lower, but I do like the Wonder Effect letting us become the Hoppy Cat again. I will say though, completing this level is a bit annoying. There are basically 2 exits in this level, but the main one doesn't give you a Wonder Seed, so technically you would only ever need to complete the secret one, which you reach by beating the stage with the Wonder Flower. Problem is, you can't get the second purple coin and the Wonder Flower in one go through, which I personally think is kind of dumb. Still a fun stage though, so I can't rank it too low. 56. Groinks in the Twilight Forest. Okay, first off, the aesthetic is amazing, as the whole stage basically is just in silhouettes. The reason that's done is for the stage's Wonder Flower, which stretches your characters out to be really tall, and let's just say they look strange and complicated. While this effect is pretty creative, I personally didn't love playing with it on. It felt super weird not being able to wall jump, and a lot of the stage relied on you crouch walking, which just made the movement a bit slower. This is still definitely a good stage, but it just didn't feel great for me to play. 55. Fluffpuff Peaks Palace. This is the same Wonder Flower gimmick, but this time thrown into a palace, making it a bit trickier. I do like the purple coins here quite a bit, and overall, I think this works a bit better with the Wonder Effect.
Try to get
This
one
level
more
also
jump
ends with
in.
another Bowser Jr. fight, but this time it changes the form from being normal to ice, and then to this weird goo thing. I think that's slightly more interesting than the first boss fight we saw, but it's still just Bowser Jr. 54. Angry Spikes and Sinking Pipes. The combination of sinking pipes and spikes makes for a pretty solid level. It's pretty fun to run through because it's pretty easy to get hit by a spike ball. As for the Wonder Flower though, why would you put it in a pit that looks like it's going to kill you? Okay, beside that, the effect is pretty neat, putting you in this tower where you have to jump over the spike balls as they roll at you. Not
These
the
guys
most
have
creative
really high
effect,
crit
but still
rate.
pretty fun. 53. Here come the Hoppos. The Hoppos were some of my favorite new enemies in the game. They were really fun to bounce off of. They're used pretty well here. I especially like the portion where you have to put 2 Hoppos in between these pipes, which leads you into a sub-area for
Yeah, seriously, what
the
the
general
heck?
design for this layout is great, though I do honestly think the Wonder Flower is a bit weak. It spawns in a ton of Hoppos and you have to grab the Wonder Seed on top of the big one. This can be completed super quickly though, so it's really nothing too special. 52. The Anglefish Trial, Ready, Aim, Fly. This uses the Anglefish as a solid obstacle, as you have to avoid them jumping out of the water toward you. This is used pretty well throughout the level. I especially like the second purple coin where you have to pull this handle while avoiding the fish below you. I also have to say, I totally did not do the third purple coin correctly. What I thought you had to do is jump off this anglefish while holding a big snail shell, and then throw it at the blocks in midair. Yeah, I forgot you can throw things up in this game. I can't really complain though, because that was pretty fun. The Wonder Flower here is also pretty solid, having us climb up a tower by jumping off the anglefish. I think that's a pretty good expansion on the concept, and a good way to end off this level. 51. The Midway Trial, Hop to It. This level's theme is pretty cute. It's based around the Hoppy Cats again, but this time you have to chase a red one up a tower. Once you manage to catch it, you'll collect the stage's Wonder Flower, which obviously turns you into a Hoppy Cat to help climb the rest of the level. This level also has some pretty solid purple coins. I especially like this one in the sub-area where you have to get a Hoppy
You've
Cat.
defeated 100 enemies using jump attacks. Obtain leaping
It's a bit too
boots.
easy, but I still have a lot of fun.
Those boots are pretty sweet, huh? So we're cool,
This
right?
entire level takes place on the
No,
maximum
you made me do all that for a pair of drippy shoes or something?
It's quite simple, but I enjoyed it a decent amount. The only thing I didn't really like was the secret
Boots
exit.
that enable
One thing
quick
to
jump.
is break these brick blocks at the end.
Ah,
I guess this
so
is
we
supposed
don't have to
challenge you
always
get
have
them throughout
that
the
feature
stage,
on.
but you could just hold it
Alright.
and improve your spare slots and get this exit super easily. That basically makes you have to play through this whole stage twice, which I do think was
Let's
a bit
go sleep in here.
49. Blooms of the Desert Sky.
It's actually cheaper
Blooms
to
are
sleep
a really
here.
fun enemy, and it was a joy anytime they popped up in the game. This level utilizes them in pretty great ways for both its
It's still
general
10 times more than Cornelia,
The
though.
Wonder Flower is also hidden inside of a bloom, which is pretty cool. Collecting the Wonder Flower makes you... This effect is honestly kind of boring since you constantly get stars, meaning you're invincible until you get the Wonder Seed pretty much. While the Wonder Effect may not be the most interesting thing, the normal level was still pretty fun.
It's a big place and lots of good loot, apparently, so...
This is a pretty simple
Alright, check this out.
level. You just spend the whole time jumping on massive Hoppos. That makes this level fairly tricky if you're trying to get all the purple points, since it can be hard to stay on top of them. Sure, it's pretty short, but I still had a lot of fun with it. 47. Jump, jump, jump. This level is also pretty simple. The ground below you will appear and disappear to the sound of the music, so you have to time your jumps accordingly. While it starts out pretty slow, the level picks up the pace as it goes on, making the ending feel pretty intense. This is definitely a fairly short level, but I can't deny that it was pretty fun. There is another level that's similar to this one later, but due to how much harder that one is, it's gonna be much higher on the list. 46. Upshroom Downshroom.
Wait, what?
This level focuses on both pumpkins and the titular upshrooms and downshrooms. This is far from the most complex level theme out there, but the changing heights of the mushrooms do lead to some pretty solid puzzles and platforming. I especially like the second purple coin here, which is placed far above the ground. As for the Wonder Flower, I love the aesthetic here. The song and colors are just so much fun, and it makes this level pretty memorable.
Wait, that did nothing.
Special, just sort of making the mushrooms bounce the pumpkins around, but the fun aesthetic is enough for me to still like it quite a bit. 45, the Hoppycat Trial, Hop Hop Away. Here we have ourselves another level focused on the Hoppycats, this being their introduction level. For an introduction, I think this does a pretty great job as it shows off their jump mimicking pretty well. What I also like about this level is how oftentimes the Hoppycats will actually come from on screen, so you have to be very cautious as you never know when one might strike. Surprisingly enough, the Wonder Flower here doesn't
What the hell does quick jump do?
Rather having giant Hoppycats spawn around us, which we have to use to destroy the terrain. Not only is this pretty fun, but I also really like the purple coin here. You can't just jump for it like you normally would, since that would put a Hoppycat in your way, so you actually have to wrap around the area to avoid jumping. I thought that was really cute, and as a whole, I think this level was pretty fun. 44, Wave Right Through the Magnitude. This is a moving platform level, which yes does make it a bit slow, but I honestly quite like this one. What's unique about this is that it's placed in a lava tunnel, meaning there's not only lava below you, but also above. That above lava is honestly the more dangerous one of the two. It's super easy to forget about it and then just jump into it like an idiot. The fire spikes being placed on the platforms here help make this level feel even more intense, especially when the platforms start dipping into lava. My favorite part about the level though would have to be the Wonder Flower, as it'll spawn a giant spike statue behind you that fires out meteors. All you have to do is dance around those meteors until the temple expires, which is just extremely fun to do. 43. Evade the Secret Bullet Bills. The Secret Bullet Bills are a pretty cool enemy. Lock onto your position and then jump off the surface they're on toward you. The only thing that kind of holds this level back would have to be the Wonder Flower, and even then, I can't really say it's bad. Basically, it'll put you onto a ship and you have to fire the ship's cannon to stop the attacking Seeker.
What if I unequip the
quick
jump boost?
It does go on for a bit longer than I would have liked. Still, this is a lot of fun, but just a bit slow at times. 42. Beware of the Rifts.
I've gotten too used to doing nothing.
Because the main obstacles are these weird rifts that just move around the stage. Wonder Flower also expands upon these rifts by turning them into Cosmic Mario, who I am very happy to see return. Here he'll just chase you down as you collect 5 Wonder tokens. It's honestly pretty easy since you can hit these power blocks to stun him, but I still did enjoy this segment of these. 41. Full Turn Burn. As the name implies, the main gimmick behind this level are these pull handles. These will be able to move obstacles out of the way to help you get through the stage. This is a pretty fun mechanic, and I also quite enjoy doing as much of the stage as possible without pulling the handles. The biggest part of the stage, though, is of course the Wonder Flower, which will drop you below the stage and allow you to swim through lava. You have to use this ability to collect 5 Wonder tokens, which is just super cool. However, this is a bit weird, because for some reason, you're just fully invincible during this.
I'll even try using the item.
Here, which I thought were meant to make this harder, but you can just run through all of them. That feels incredibly pointless. I kind of wish the only thing you didn't get hit by was the lava. Still, this level was quite a lot of fun, but I just found that bit a bit weird. 40. Away Valley. I think the new Alpha Ways are pretty cool enemies. You're able to kick ice blocks toward you, so you have to spend this level trying to avoid them. The second and third purple coins use this mechanic super lightning. With the second purple coin, you get put into this cave with the entire back wall being kicked forward because of the Alpha Waves. When you get to the end,
I want instant jumps. I want AoE physical attacks.
Actually acts as a hit to jump into this pit.
Now
Lead you directly to the coin. For the third one, you need to ride on the ice block and then jump off of it at just the right time so that you don't die. On top of the fun new enemy, this level also has a pretty good Wonder Flower as you have to ride on a giant water storm. Yes, that does turn this level into a bit of an auto-scroller, but it's fun so I don't really
double cast is so OP. Why is it a skill
to get to the secret exit is just
that's to use?
Which I think is pretty dumb. That
Or like what's the proper term for it?
without any real need to.
It's a D&D term I'm thinking of.
There are a few other levels that do this as well, and I've always found it to be a bit annoying, but at least this level was pretty fun, so I didn't mind replaying it too. 39. Bull Rush Coming Through. In a lot of ways, this level is very similar to
Sharks.
This showcases the Bull Rush, which I think are very interesting enemies. They'll charge toward Mario and are able to break blocks they run into. This mechanic is used to get a few purple coins. I especially like this first one here, where you have to create a path for the Bull Rush first by ground pounding this tree, and then it can charge into the blocks. You also need this charge to get the stage's Wonder Flowers, since you need to get a Bull Rush to run up the slope and shatter these blocks. The flower will cause a stampede of Bull Rush to run through the stage, which is a pretty fun gimmick. Sadly, this is another stage that has the secret exit just be about getting the Wonder Flower, which I again think is kind of dumb. This gets to be higher than the last stage though, because the secret exit flag is super tall for no reason. I mean, it's extremely funny, but like, why did they do this? 38, Uncharted area, Lava Ruin.
Okay.
This level is all about slime. You have to go through the slime, avoid slime, and even eventually become slime. Personally, I am a tiny bit mixed on the moving through slime levels, but you can go faster by mashing the jump button. It does still feel a bit clunky and slow. I wouldn't necessarily say it feels unfun, especially since the slime isn't used too much throughout the game, but it's not my preferred method of movement. What I definitely can say I enjoyed though was the Wonder Flower. Moving along the walls and ceiling as the slime was super fun, and I'm happy that it was used in quite a few levels. Finding new ways to go through this level was a lot of fun. This talking flower also said neighbor, and I got reminded of the elevator subscribe yet. My new professional level. 37, Muncher Fields. And when I first saw this level, I thought it was going to be very similar to that awful level in Super Mario Bros. 3 where you just run on top of Munchers with a star until the very end. But luckily, there's a lot more to this. You actually start this level off mostly playing it.
Oh yeah, I can just spam
It's pretty much
Zeus,
just an aesthetic thing, but I like it
gauntlets.
now, sadly, once you do return to the main level, you have to just run on the Munchers with the star for a while, which does bring this level down a bit since it's not that interesting, but the level picks itself back up with the Wonder Flower. This puts the level in a cool silhouette mode and spawns in a ton of moving platforms that change directions based on where you stand. This can be somewhat slow, but I thought the concept was quite fun. The last thing I want to mention is that I thought the third purple coin was pretty good. It's placed at the end of the stage, and you have to notice that there's a hole in the wall being blocked by Munchers. By using this room's red power block, you're able to get inside, which I think is a pretty great hiding spot. 36, another Uncharted area, swaying rhythms. The main mechanic here is that the ground below you will continuously be swaying back and forth. On top of the ground, there are also these sliding spike enemies, which of course act as obstacles that you need to avoid. The purple coins here were also pretty great, as they work with the swing mechanics. The first one is hit it and deploys it until it sways upward. The second one you have to jump on the spike enemy as it sways.
Spark that increases hit by 12%. It's only worth 400 and no one can use it. I believe that's for the dancer.
The flower effect itself is also fairly fun.
I'll just throw it away.
Slippery and having the walls become bumpers. I think this level just did a really great job on its theme. 35, Dragon Boneyard. In this level, we get to parkour on the corpses of several dragons. These act as really fun spinning wheels, which makes the platforming here both more
Why does
interesting.
this Deozer not have this
really like
worn?
what they did for the second level point. First, it requires you to notice that you can run on this wall. Then you have to bounce off this bird to get up there, which then brings you into the sub area. Here, you have to run on the dragon wheel until you're eventually able to jump through the hole, giving you the From there, the level slows down a bit as you have to go through the level while inside of the rolling dragon wheel. This can be pretty challenging since you have to be careful not to fall into the hole. And I also like how the third purple coin is placed on the outside of the wheel, forcing you to exit it. That eventually brings you into the Wonder Flower, which is pretty neat as it brings the dragon wheel back to life, and you have to ride the dragon for the rest of the stage. Due to how it flies, it can be pretty challenging to stay on it, but I thought that made it a very fun Wonder Impact. Also, when you get the Wonder See the Dragon just come again. Haha, 34, downpour uppour. This level is just a ton of fun to navigate. The central object of this level are these clouds that will be able to drop down waterfalls. By using the Dolphin Kick badge, moving through these is a breeze and are really unique from any other platform in the game. On top of that, I also really like the idea behind this Wonder Flower. You'll start floating off through the sky, and every so often, lightning will flash on your screen, which you obviously have to dodge because I hear getting struck by lightning isn't generally a good thing. Unfortunately, though, they fumbled this effect hard. It was really cool, but then they give you a star, which means you basically don't have to care at all about the rest of this attack. Yeah, I really don't know why they did that, because this would have been way better without the stars, but whatever, I guess. 33.
Hey.
This focuses on the titular bluebird, which are pretty unique enemies as they actually shoot out platforms that you can stand on. Not only is this used to collect a few of the stage's coins, but it's also the main way you'll be navigating through the level as a whole. This is another mostly vertical one.
You know,
I think
I
it's
should
a great
just
setting to put these guys in as you
go back for now with my
also making sure you don't get
games.
This level is also meant to showcase the bubble flower a little bit as well, which it does by placing a few flowers on the wall that you can only
Let me fight a couple more baddies
Speaking of, the Wonder
until
Flower
everyone
effect
else
this time around
also
will
leveled up.
actually cause birds to spew out bubbles up their own, which you have to use to climb
Ooh,
the
look at
tower
you.
quickly. This is honestly pretty easy, but the colorful bubbles are
Very
fun to look at,
scary.
so I think this works as a wonder. 32. Up and down with puppy lips. The puppy lip platforms are really interesting. The longer you stand on them, the more they'll shrink, but every time you jump off of them, they'll start to regenerate. That makes you not want to stand on them for too long, or in some cases you do, so that you can get access to purple coins. The big highlight of this course would be the Wonder Flower, but to even get there, you need to solve a pretty neat puzzle. On the ground here, you may notice some orange particles coming from the Goober at its feet. While it may not seem very obvious what that is at first, if you kill them all, it'll actually reveal one of the puppy lips below you, which will take you up to the Wonder Flower. This flower will actually end up turning you into one of the lips. Mechanically, this isn't anything too terribly special, but it's just funny seeing us slide and jump around as a weird form of block. You can use this form to deflect spike balls, which is actually what you need to do to finish off in the segment. So while this is at times quite simple, I had a lot of fun here. 31. Flight of the Blooms. This is another level using the blooms, and I think this uses them fantastically. I already mentioned before, but just jumping off of them is a lot of fun. This level puts the blooms in some pretty dangerous spots, making it a bit scary to jump on them as well. Not only do they fly horizontally, but a few of them even fly diagonally, making the jumps here a bit more. Not only are these guys used as platforms, but they even get to act as obstacles a bit. To get to second point, for example, you have to climb down this tower while blooms are being shot at you, which might knock you into some spikes. The Wonder Flower in this level, while simplistic, is also quite fun. It spawns in a ton of giant blooms.
I have to be missing something, right?
I think the platforming in this level was excellent. I had a lot of fun. 30. The Desert Mystery. This level is purely focused around the pulling mechanic. Not only is it used to change the level, but
I'm supposed to jump. I'm supposed to drop down and deal damage immediately with the quick jump boots.
The Wonder Flower is also quite fun here too, requiring us to actually chase the
Or not cool. Your boots are fucking worthless.
You can even take a shortcut if you're good enough, which is pretty neat. 29. Deep Magma Box Special Solar Roller. This level starts with us having to jump off some bumpers before being thrown right into the Wonder Flower, which turns us into a wall. This is used in a few levels, but what makes this use of it so special here has to do with the fact that the ground you're rolling on is tied to a timer. That makes rolling through here much more intense, as you really don't want to fall into the void. I also really like the usage of bumpers here, as it makes
got level
navigation
7 slots for Toaster
Training
now.
all the purple points also adds a bit of challenge, since they're all placed out of
What
the
can
way,
she learn?
forcing you to lose time on the timer. The level even ends by having us roll on the back of the dragon, so I think this is a fantastic use of the transformation. 28. Jewel Block Cave. This is the very first level in the game where you get to try out the brand new Drill Mushroom. I think this does a pretty great job of showing off what it can do. The main elements in this level are the Jewel Blocks, which can be destroyed by ground pounding on them a few times. If you're using the drill though, you only need to do it once, which is a good mechanic to show what you might want to be using the drill as a power-up. They also have plenty of areas that you can only access using the drill, as it lets you dig underground and through the ceiling. The best part of the level though is definitely the Wonder Flower. Throughout the whole level you're having to avoid gongs, but this takes it to another level by spawning in a massive one above you. What you need to do is destroy the jewel blocks and reach the bottom of the area before the gong can reach you. This gets very intense. It also works well with the drill, as it's obviously able to speed up the process.
Let's go up
This just did a great job of showing off this power-up in a fun way. 27. Pole Block Passage. It's time for the pole blocks to get their revenge after being the main star in our last place level. I think this level uses them far better though. For starters, it's not an auto-scroller, making this significantly more fun. The uses of the poles are also just better as well. Not only do you have to climb through a tower section using them, but there are also quite a few puzzles based around the blocks here as well. Even the Wonder Flower, while similar to the last place level, is much better here. A ton of poles spawn in, but instead of just needing to climb up them, you also need to collect 5 Wonder Tokens. This level just uses the pole blocks far better than that one level we saw before. 26. Taili's Toxic Pollen. Taili are super fun enemies. You can grab onto their vine to swing around and defeat them, but they also drop down spike balls onto you, so you have to be careful. This level utilizes them excellently, not only requiring you to swing to get a few purple points, but also using the spike ball to destroy the floor below you at certain parts. Really though, everyone's favorite part is the Wonder Flower, which makes you take a pop quiz. This is unlike any other effect in the game, and it really catches you off guard. These questions are super specific at points too, but if you're a guess and check legend like me, you'll have no problem passing the quiz. 25. Knucklefest Bowser's Blazing Beats. This level is focused around 2 main elements. The first is of course the Blazing Fist, which act as a really good obstacle since they're massive and slam down towards the stage. The other elements are these really interesting platforms that only move when you jump on them. Pro tip by the way, ground pounding them will make them actually go a bit faster, which I highly recommend doing. While the level starts with these already being pretty solid obstacles, the Wonder Flower turns these up quite a bit. Now the fists are in sync with the music, so you have to try and jump in sync with the background.
Yeah, they're a non-threat, it's just
I also just love
9 of them, you know, so it's a bit annoying.
I also like how this Wonder Flower portion ends with you needing to hide behind blocks until the fists eventually break the Wonder Seed free. This was overall just a super fun level, but I thought used its elements extremely well. 24. Rargs in the Ruins. This level's main feature revolves around these blocks that turn tangible only when you're looking at them. That is a really neat idea. It's tricky trying to work around these blocks because they can just sort of jump scare you when you aren't expecting it. They're even used to make getting some purple points more difficult. For example, this one you can only collect if you drill beneath them. That also shows us the main enemy for this level being the Rargs. These will jump towards the player as soon as they see them. However, they can be stopped if they run into blocks. So the idea for this level is to block their attacks using the unique blue blocks. That's shown off best during the Wonder Flower segment. Shift this level's perspective to being top-down. Now you have to be really careful to stop all of the Rargs in their path. I just think both of these mechanics worked extremely well with each other. 23. Hot, hot, hot. This level is based around these lava blocks, which will every so often heat up and damage anything on top of them. You can, however, put out the blocks by splashing them with water, which is a pretty interesting mechanic. That actually plays into the stage's Wonder Flower a bit as well, since you have a limited amount of time to collect 5 Wonder Tokens. areas, but the area is now filled up with water bubbles that you can swim through. One other interesting thing about this stage is that it's actually got a secret exit, and a pretty sneaky one at that. You have to find this cloud platform in the sky, and by touching the flower here, it'll lead you on a journey backwards through the stage. If you manage to make it to this block, it'll reveal a hidden door behind it. By going through it, you'll get this really cool looking section that's basically in silhouette, but you can still see the orange light coming from the lava. Running to the end of the segment will get you the secret exit, and I think that's a pretty dang good one. 22, my Switch Mansion. Fun fact about this level, it's literally the only one I completely missed before the final.
Water Solace.
I don't know how I did, I was trying to 100% over before I got to the final boss, but whatever, I guess. It was probably just cursed because of the spooky ghost bones. Anyway, into this level itself, it's got a really unique mechanic because of the spotlights. These are not only able to kill ghosts, but they're also able to reveal invisible blocks, which are what you have to walk on for a large majority of the level. I especially like how it was used for the second purple coin, as you have to sort of feel your way through an invisible block maze while also in the background. As for the Wonder Flower though, this will actually spawn in King Boo. First off, it's using the ugly King Boo design. Come on, the expansion King Boo is right there. During this section, King Boo will chase you down, and you'll also do so while singing, which just makes the atmosphere here really fun. The normal Boos will also join in a bit, which is also just as cute. In order to keep the enemies in line with the song, it does have to be an auto-scroller, but I don't mind it too much, especially since the auto-scroller is really tied to the Wonder Flower. 21, the semi-final test, Piranha Plant Reprise. And 20, Piranha Plants on Parade. Continuing our singing streak here, we have 2 more levels that do it, this time through Piranha Plants. Mechanically, it's nothing that special, but man is it just really cute. It's so much fun seeing the Piranha Plants singing along to the tune and attacking you while they do it. Now, I am talking about 2 different levels here, so what's the difference between them? Well, the semi-formal test, Piranha Plant Reprise, is actually much harder. This not only has much trickier jumps, but several bill launchers will also spawn in as you go. Now, I love a good challenge, so a more difficult version should mean that it places higher, right? Well, normally it would, but Piranha Plants on Parade is something that Piranha Plant Reprise is not. Secret exit. This secret exit also just so happens to be one of my favorites in this game. It is extremely difficult to know where it is, so spend a ton of time searching around the level only to come up empty-handed. However, if you're using the exclamation mark block badge, you'll be able to get a pretty helpful hint. Some of them will actually appear in the foreground. That means there must be some way to get there, and it's likely around the spot where you can actually see these blocks. Eventually, you'll figure out that you can get on top of this landmass here. By running across it, you'll find a pipe that brings you into the secret exit. I like finding that quite a lot, and I think it makes the first version of this stage just barely edge out its harder version, though I could definitely see myself changing on this later. 19, Sunbaked Desert Palace. Well, it's been a little bit since we ran into a palace level. Being the final level of Sunbaked Desert, quite a lot of the level's mechanics
water.
From the other desert.
I'm fighting water.
The stage has sand as the floor, which makes jumping around the obstacles here quite a bit more difficult. The main thing this takes from the desert levels, though, would have to be its wonder effect, as it messes with the level speed. However, instead of just slowing down or just speeding up, this actually is a combination of both. Every so often, the level will change if it's going super fast or if it's going super slow, which makes moving through here a lot more interesting. You always have to be ready for the speed to change. The rolling balls and fire bars here also work really well with the changing speed. Of the palaces, I think this one just has one of the more interesting layouts. As for the boss fight here, while it is still Bowser Jr., it's not too bad. It takes place in water bubbles, so you have to actually try and swim on top of Bowser Jr.
Ineffective.
I think it's pretty clear to see why this palace is placing so far above the other 2 we've seen. 18, Deep Magma Bog Palace. Following up that palace, we have another one that I think just barely is able to edge it out. The main reason behind that would be its
hurt really bad though.
While I love the one in that last level, this palace actually lets you turn into a slime, which is also just so much fun. There are a ton of enemies in this palace as well, which makes avoiding them as the slime quite difficult. For the most part, you stay on top of the dragon wheels we saw in previous levels. Since they're spinning, it makes movement on them a bit trickier. I especially like how this ends, having us jump between several dragon wheels vertically to reach the Wonder Sea. Once we're through with that, we get to our final and probably best Bowser Jr. fight in the game. The reason I like this one best is just because it has the most gimmicks going on here. Not only is it aesthetically really nice as it's put in the silhouette style, but the platforms here are also able to walk based on how you're standing on them. On top of all of that, Bowser Jr. also clones himself, which means you have to try to hit the main Bowser Jr. instead of the face. Overall, I'd say this is definitely a great boss fight. It's just a shame the stupid kid had 17, Roller Koopa Derby. This level shows off the brand new variants of the Koopas in a really fun way. Running through this while avoiding them is pretty entertaining, and I think a large part of that is because of the unique use of slopes. I also have to say, I love the second purple coin here, which requires you to kill these Roller Koopas who are just enjoying their day up in the sky. The real reason this level places so highly, though, comes down to the Wonder Effect, which I think might be one of the best Wonder Token collectathons in the game. You have to collect 5 Wonder Tokens, but you can't see where you're going basically at all. That's because the floor is now made up of mostly invisible slopes, only letting you basically see what's directly under you. That makes navigating this section pretty challenging, as you have to find where you can actually stand. On top of that, several Roller Koopas will be racing down these slopes alongside you, which can really lightning, though. Bummer.
Would've
This
been
Wonder
awesome
Flower was
if
surprisingly
I could wear
fun.
it.
I enjoyed this a ton. 16. The final battle
Or
of
30,000.
Strange Stage. As the name implies, this is the main story's final level, and I think it's safe to say that it ended off on a pretty high note. I do have to start with a bit of a negative though. This is the only main level of the game to
I
not
think it's
have
best
any
to just run away from these guys.
I'm really not sure why. I mean, all of the palaces have them, so I feel like they could have squeezed
It's
them into
annoying
this
to
level
fight.
as well. But alright, there's no real collectibles, so how is the stage itself? Well, it starts off as an auto-scroller. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. The scroll moves incredibly slowly and makes replaying this a bit annoying. The obstacles, though, are really good, as it's sort of a compilation of things you see throughout the game. There's the blazing discs, giant rolling ball, dragon wheels, hole blocks, bull rush stampedes,
Fine.
piranha plants, King Boo, anti-gravity, and it even ends on a red one. I really like this compilation segment, even if the auto-scroll does make it kind of slow. Of course, this is all just to build up to the main event, being the fight against Bowser. This is easily the best boss fight in the game. Wait, no, I mean the coolest boss fight in the game. Look at him go, whoa. For the fight, yet the tiger jumps off the floor to hit his hands. In order to reach them, you need to jump in sync with the music, which is quite fun to do. I will say, though, this boss is honestly quite easy. You're rarely under direct attack, and when you are, it is pretty easy to dodge. Honestly, the auto-scroller before this is much harder than the boss itself. Still, the fight is a great idea, and is among one of the best Bowser fights in the series. Overall, this was a pretty good final level. Definitely things that they could have improved on, but I was satisfied with this ending. 15. Where the Rumba. This level is focused around the Rumbas and Spinies, which make navigating on the ground here a bit tricky. Due to the Rumba's ability to break bricks, the stage also changes quite a bit with them running around, so it's very important to be careful. Another thing to note here is that this stage also has a huge emphasis on the drill power-up. Not only is it useful to avoid the enemies, but there are also a lot of really neat secrets. For the second purple coin, you have to use the drill to dig up through the ceiling, which actually puts you into a different sub-area. You even use the drill to find the
Forgot I have the Zeus.
Instead of falling down
Gauntlet.
this pit toward the Wonder Flower, if you manage to jump high enough to reach the ceiling, you can actually dig
Oh, never mind.
This
They
is
really
a
aren't all that
really
annoying
good
to
spot for a
fight.
secret exit. Much better than just having to pick up the Wonder Flower.
Just gotta let Tails or handle
It's
it.
also
Oh,
really fun
fuck.
here as you actually get to become a ball. This is
I wasted that spell.
stage. It's fun to take out as many things as you can without falling. The bowling pin noises here also really elevate this section by making each hit even more satisfying. 14. Fungi Mine Special Dangerous Donut. This level is really neat. You're placed at the top of a tower and you have to ride donut platforms down to the bottom. This gets pretty tense since almost every surface here has spikes covering it, which in turn also makes a lot of the purple points quite hard to get. Not even the donut platforms are safe, as some of them get infested with hotheads, making the trip down a bit more difficult. If you are able to survive all of that though, you'll eventually be brought down into a big drop where you can get the Wonder Flower. Yeah, so now forget the donuts. As the rest of the stage, you'll have to fall down all on your own. Instead of spikes, you'll need to avoid these weird bits of poison, which can actually be quite tricky to get around. Especially since the walls eventually become infested as well. If that wasn't enough, several enemies will even fall after you, which means they might even be able to drop on your head if you're not paying close enough attention. If you manage to weave in and out of all the obstacles successfully though, you'll eventually be able to reach the bottom and complete the stage. I really like Bowser this level. I think they did a phenomenal job keeping it intense throughout. 13. Missile Bag Mayhem. I was actually really surprised by how much I like these enemies. Instead of just dealing damage, you can actually ride on top of them. Thing is though, once you jump on them, they'll start to descend. That means you have to be careful about how exactly you use them, which leads to quite a few interesting scenarios here. Not only are they used to just cross some pretty basic gaps, but they're also used to grab a few purple points that are hovering over the bullet. The second one in particular is pretty intense to grab since you have to jump on the missile bag as it's coming towards you. The usage of this enemy is only turned up as the level goes on, with the Wonder Flower spawning in a ton of them that you need to ride. It's so much fun not only avoiding the barrage of missiles flying towards your head, but also using the same missiles to climb up the area and reach the Wonder Seed. This level honestly made me wish they used Missile Meg a lot more, because their mechanics were just so much fun.
Light
Cosmic
axe.
Combos. This level just felt great to run through. You have to climb up this big tower in the sky while also dealing with
Ooh,
combos.
hard.
They can bounce you around, which acts as both
Cool.
a helping hand and oftentimes a harming one too. It's hard to describe why I like this level so
Hell
much,
yeah.
but it's just really fun. The last purple coin is also really well hidden. What you have to do is notice this hopper blocking the hole in the wall, and then you have to move it out of your way.
And we give it to
The
Tails.
section where you can get the coin. Oh, and I also can't forget about the Wonder Flower. When
That's
collecting
great,
this
even though we
level,
don't have a white mage.
that when you jump on him, you'll instantly be sent
We
into
can do
space.
something
You
against-
don't have any gravity, so you have to try and
Ooh.
float around to avoid the numerous spikes and hoppos coming your way. It can get pretty tight, but I hacked quite a lot of
Ooh,
money.
fire!
11. Secrets of Shava Mansion. This level is all about pushing blocks, so having the Shava here as enemies makes a lot of sense. There are a lot of great puzzles revolving around these blocks. For the first purple coin, you have to push one that looks like it's the wall to the room, which is pretty key. In order to exit this room, you have to first enter into the foreground, push this block, which then reveals a door in the background. I'd even say the Shava
I think
are
we'll give it to
extremely
Mayara.
well organized. One of them even guards a purple coin, so you have to make sure to not get shoved off this platform. They're also
Nah.
the main focus of the stage's Wonder Flower. To get to the flower,
think
you
all of
first have
these
to
should
solve a
just
push
go to
block
Terra.
puzzle. When you you do, you'll get put in this room.
She's the one with the chance to do the least amount of stuff
now, I
per
don't know about
turn.
you all, but when I got into this room,
Mara always has her ability to just...
like a crazy person trying to find a way to escape, but... Okay, what you're supposed to do is push this wall, which fits with the level theme well, but I was just too stupid to notice. For the rest of the Wonder Flower, you just have to run through this room as fast as you can,
is
which
kinda
fun.
useless.
Once you leave the Wonder Flower section, I also like this shell block
a lot
puzzle
of
where you
stuff.
actually have to build a door. As for the ending, this is actually one of the levels that have a secret exit. In order to reach it, you have to break these blocks, push this into the hole you made, which reveals a pipe that leads you into the exit. I think it's a pretty solid secret, and as a whole, I think this entire level used its gimmick excellently. 10. A final uncharted area, Poison Ruins. The level starts off with us running through a ton of moving blocks. Eventually you have to drop down, which causes the poison at the bottom of the stage to start rising. So from there, you then have to climb through this section as quickly as you can so that you don't get killed by it. This climb does get pretty intense, but it's super fun the whole time. The big highlight of this level though comes afterward, because going through this pipe gives you access
when
to
that
water
rocks.
power, this being our final example of a slime level. I definitely think this level uses the ability Best by far. Not only is it cute to climb around the flagpole, but the platforming here in general is honestly quite tricky. There are even some more moving blocks you have to deal with here as well. Eventually, after squeezing through this level's tight corridors, you're able to reach the final climb. Once you reach the top room, the camera zooms way out. There are a ton of brown platforms sitting on tracks here, and you have to jump between them so that you can hit every single flower on top. After touching each flower, the lava in the center will shrink more and more, and collecting all of them, maybe the stage's Wonder Flower. I just really like this stage because I think it did a phenomenal job perfecting the slime gimmick, plus the tower climb at the start was also good. 9. Rolling Ball Hall. As the name suggests, the main obstacle you'll be facing in this stage are the rolling balls. The purple coins in this stage are also well placed. The first one is hiding up where the rolling rocks spawn, and another one requires you to slide down into a darker portion of the cave. The best part of the level though comes from the Wonder Flower, which will tilt the entire cave and cause a giant ball to start rolling after you. Not only is this scary because of how giant it is, but these also act as a one-hit kill. While you're running here, you also have to be on the lookout for 5 Wonder Tokens, just making this be a bit more tricky. The ball rolls toward you super fast, and it's really tense trying to escape them because one wrong move will end in death. This was definitely a ton of fun. 8 Condarts away. I just really found myself loving the new Condart enemies. Essentially, they'll just fly around the stage, but as soon as they see the players, they'll dart towards them in a straight line, breaking any bricks they get in the way. Trying to run past them quickly or use them to hit a block for you was super enjoyable. On top of the great enemy, the Wonder Flower here is great too. This is the first level that shifts the level to being top-down, and it does so phenomenally. The Condarts act as really good enemies here, and there are even some snails and bumpers to up the difficulty even more. This effect was one of the ones that got me the most excited from the trailers, and I must say, it did not disappoint. Oh, also the
I wonder.
7. Ninja Jump Party. This level aesthetically is one of the most fun in the entire game. First off, I'm already a pretty big Ninja fan because of Mario Maker 2. The way this level changes due to the Wonder Flower is fantastic. The whole stage turns into a bright yellow party, and your goal is to try to collect all 5 Wonder Tokens while running through it. You can't just go through it normally though, as you actually have to jump in sync with the music. Not only does every in-sync jump brighten the stage and make it look more fun, but it also mechanically changes the stage by moving platforms and even revealing purple coins. Trying to hit every single beat while also collecting all the collectibles was so much fun. Yeah, it's pretty easy in comparison to many of the other stages in the top bit of this video, but man, you can't deny that this one was just pure fun. 6. High Voltage Gauntlet. Okay, this level is peak for one simple reason. The Wonder Flower turns you into Metal Mario. This was such a great reference to Mario 64, even playing the Metal Mario theme while it's active. Even looking past that, the rest of this level is fantastic too. The main obstacle in this course are these beams of electricity that turn on and off. Your goal throughout here is to try and time running through them so that you don't take damage, which at points can get quite tense. I also really like that this stage takes place mostly in darkness, as it lets the stage get lit up by these beams of electricity. Pretty much everything about the stage was done perfectly, and I really love that Metal Mario reference, so it had to place high for me. 5. Shining Fall Special Triple Threat Deluge. First off, this level starts with the most random 1-1 reference of all time. Like, it has nothing to do with the rest of the level. I guess it's just here to be so retro. But moving past that interesting opening, we get into the actual stage being a top-down obstacle course. This is extremely tricky. Not only are there a lot of bumpers that can push you around, but there are now 3 Lakitus throwing spike balls at your head. Now, you can try your best to outrun them, but you'll eventually run into a wall that'll block your path. The only way to break this wall is with the spike balls thrown by Lakitu, so essentially you have to try and draw their attention and dodge their attacks so that they hit the wall instead of you. This gets super tense, especially if you don't have a power-up. It's super hard to predict where exactly the spike balls are going to land, especially since they might even hit a bumper to bounce around. After that wall, you get the stage's first purple coin, which requires you to run in a circle collecting these flowers, and then running into the coin before it falls off screen. This again keeps you in one place long enough for Lakitu to throw a ton of spike balls at you, which I really like. The obstacles for the rest of the stage are just phenomenal as well. It has a ton of fire bars, moving blocks, and more walls that you need to get broken by Lakitu. This is easily one of the most intense levels in the game. 4. Fluff Puff Peak Special Climb to the Beat. This level is already infamous for being absurdly difficult. If you remember Jump 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 from earlier, that stage had us jump along some blocks based on the rhythm of the music. Yeah, this stage is that but 10 times harder. You basically have no wiggle room at all. It's so bad that getting all 3 purple coins in one go feels next to impossible without some bad shenanigans. Not only is the timer extremely strict here, but the jumps are too, often having you jump off of 1 block surfaces. In my opinion though, I love having a challenging course like this. It's super memorable despite how simple it is. It does feel a bit wrong to place it up higher than this because of that simplicity, but I love the challenge, so I think it
responded to me.
3. Color Switch Dungeon. Out of every single other level in the game, this one felt the most like a Mario Maker 2 level, and I definitely mean that as a compliment. The central object for this level are the on-off switches introduced to Mario Maker 2, and they're used in quite a few different ways here. They're able to make blocks appear and conveyor belt switch, just like in Mario Maker 2, but they can also flip these one-way platforms as well. That makes this one of the most puzzle-centric levels in the game. In this first section, you have to use the switches to make a path for yourself to a door, but while you're at it, you can also get this purple coin by wrapping around it to the left. To actually get into the door you need to leave, you also need to collect a key, which isn't a Mario Maker exclusive thing by any means, but they're used a lot in that game, so putting keys in this level here made it feel even more Mario Maker-like. After that first room, we are brought back into a dark basement area. There are a few hotheads here we need to avoid, but we eventually collect the Wonder Flower, which will spawn in our old friend Cosmic Mario. That turns the segment into a big chase where you have to try and hit the on-off switches to clear your path and get to the end before he catches you. This area has you run over the same spots multiple times, meaning you'll very often get pretty close to actually hitting him. After that Wonder Flower intermission, though, we still got a lot of level left. We then have to take these conveyors into the next stage of the puzzle. There are a ton of passing conveyors here, and it's your job to find the best way through them to get to the end.
Have we actually met
Make sure to also be on the lookout for
unbelievable,
so
you can breathe underwater.
Actually has to bring over water.
Yes, I
mini puzzle in
didn't question it, but yeah, how the heck?
Laps around the section, you'll be able to collect the key.
Oxyale or something.
Bringing us to the
Ancient sword.
This level not only has a lot of content, but it was extremely fun to go through as well. It feeling almost like a Mario Maker 2 stage
technology. Can we strap it to an arrow?
2. The
and
final
fire
task
as a projectile?
The idea behind this stage is simple. Just run through a ton of the game's previous wonder effects. Since this is meant to be one of the game's final levels, it's a pretty great
save the sea and make the orbs shine again.
On top of that, it's pretty dang difficult. I think it's best we just list off all of the effects we see here. That's the only real way to show how good of a job this does.
As long as you give me your
Throughout this level, we see a pipe
I suppose you are the legendary.
Bubbles,
the legendary
speeds,
what?
Pipes, giant hoppy cats,
legendary
ground, a silhouette section,
yeah, you got that right.
Missile mags, a ship
Yuri doesn't have any morals. As long as the fiend of water lives, we. Oh, boo-hoo!
Star Rod. Yeah,
this is almost everything you could have asked for. I'll do something about it, okay?
Down memory lane, now, that, fantastic
now that Yuri knows how the mermaids look and dress, which is... Oh, I guess they have ponytails. They are now doubly invested in saving the world. This world in particular. They're like the ancient one, the abyssal, the deep ones. Back in frickin' Armorode. But they don't try to murder us. This is the shrine's top floor, the fiend of water. Kraken lives on the bottom floor. That's why I went up first. I knew there was a mermaid place, but I didn't remember where it is. I didn't know it was in the frickin' water dungeon itself. To unlock the Mirage Tower, the life initiates use the musical tone. Hey, a pier. It's actually pretty useless. I could just buy those in spades. An opal shield? Probably just for selling. Oh, certainly. I think I can buy the opal ring for everyone else over at the guy at the caravan in the desert. Are we going to become bubbles? No. You guys, or at least one of you guys, are gonna end up becoming part of Yuri one of these days. Who would realistically have a mermaid fetish in Yuri? Opal helmet. Opal gauntlet. Oh! The slab! Return the slab! Alright, I can't be bothered to frickin' 30,000.
Wow, this video took a lot out of it. Well, let's win this because I talked about these levels way more than I was expecting. Anyways, I'm going to Smash. See you guys next time.
Alright, let's see the Opal Gauntlets. Well, the shield costs the least, so... Wow, the helmet costs even less to sell. Damn it. Alright, so apparently the map loops around. Alright. Let's get the heck out of here. And I'm gonna go visit the caravan. First things first, I wanna sell some stuff. Oh, there's no shop in this town. Oh shit. I believe if we teleport to our ship, we should be able to... Where is this? Ah. Yeah, this is good. Crescent Lake. Fools! Burn. Don't sleep. That'll screw me over. I'm thinking of transferring one of the staves over to Mayara. I'll give Mayara the heal and the mage staff. Right now, anyway. I'll Teosra really needs is the lightning gloves. She can be the resident white mage for killing undead, I suppose. Mayara can do some healing. No, actually... There, now she's a true resident white mage. And again, she does heal. Back in... Oh, right. What spells are for sale here? Can I get any? Should I get any? Level 6 spells. I believe my level 6s are already filled. They sure are. Let's go see if I can buy the opal bull crap. Burn. Yeah, at the end it would be better to do this, I suppose, sometimes. Might be. Rather. Better to spread out the damage. Really? A single Cerberus. Do not flatter yourself, there's no way. You are no match for us. Ow. Well, you dealt some damage at least. I think I need to sell it first. What if when I buy it, it disappears from his shop? In which case it would just be kind of worthless to do that. Yeah, I'm not gonna risk it. The golds are good enough anyway for Mayara and Teosra. May as well see the magics I can buy. How? Jeez, this guy sucks. Yeah, I think running away is just the best way to deal against this guy. Too much trouble. Not enough XP and literally no gold. see what we have for level 7s. Nice, Comet and Fast. Well, Alma still doesn't have access to level 7s. Comet and Fast are cool though. I'll just get Comet. Alright, there's literally. May as well get ice ahead of time. Alright. I'll resume my adventures in the next episode.